Hello, welcome to Paul and his pad. Hey, we're going to talk about the ego defense mechanism of identification. And this comes from Freud's psychoanalytic theory. And again, this is theory, okay? We don't have proof that this exists. Some of them are kind of common sense. They may make more sense than others don't, but identification may be particularly relevant today and with some of the things we're experiencing. But the idea here is that to help reduce anxiety, that you've got this psychic energy with the id, ego, and superego. And whenever the anxiety signals the ego that maybe things are getting out of control with the id and the superego, and we need to bring in some defenses to help shore up this energy and make the person feel more secure. And of course, this is unconscious, or at least mostly unconscious. People are not aware, according to the theory, that this is happening. But according to the identification one, ego defense mechanisms, that people that feel inherently or innately inferior will identify with causes to help alleviate that anxiety. Again, it's unconscious. These people would probably not say that they feel inferior or that they become part of groups, such as could potentially be religious or political or even sports teams, in order to make themselves feel more worthwhile. Now, please remember, as I've said in all my videos, that people are complex, issues are complex. Can you be a part of groups like this and be really healthy? Absolutely. What happens is when it goes overboard, okay? And particularly maybe with religious and political, and they seem a lot more tied together nowadays, is this feeling that the id impulses, the id wants to eat, sleep, fight, have sex, is that if that could get out of control, then I really need to attach to something that's going to keep me in line. And that by attaching to these, we feel more secure, we feel more worthwhile, we alleviate that anxiety that's signaling the ego defense. Again, very complicated. This isn't to say that all people, of course, that attached to some of these areas have problems. They don't. But it is something to take a look at and to consider to expand our awareness and understanding of folks. You could also say that people who feel inherently or innately connected, and that could be divine connection, even if they don't define it in religious terms, feel purposeful or meaningful, do not need to attach to particular brands of religion or politics or even sports teams. I'm thinking more pro sports. I'm not talking about stuff you're actually engaging in, if you're playing tennis or running or what have you. And in fact, if they feel an inherent connection, it may get in the way to have people telling them what to think, feel, and believe. So that can kind of get in the way. So this could be problematic too if people that feel this way, they're using the identification ego defense mechanism. They say, hey, this made me feel better, so it's got to make you feel better. No, I look at this more as kind of our developmental understanding. If we were to look at it, what we kind of develop from kind of concrete thinking to more abstract reasoning and thinking, from external locus of control where everything's other people's fault to more internal where we're always, hey, what role did I play? So that's all we're looking at. This isn't to vilify or label anybody. It is to understand. And that's critically important nowadays, is to understand the psychological processes that we go through, and largely to help kind of alleviate anxiety. So identification is one of them, Freud's psychoanalytic theory. And I'll probably talk about more here soon. So thanks for joining, and we'll see you on the next video.